Like I said in part 2, I do not mean this ironically in any way. If there's anything that you're particularly triggered by, this may not be the episode for you. Not just
Especially getting
you.
into, I have no choice.
Yeah, you're here.
You can tune out.
You're getting scarred.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
I think BTK is one of the most infamous serial killers. So I mean, a lot of people that are probably tuning into this have a general idea of him. But if you don't know, specifically, there is going to be sexual assault, murder, child murder, animal cruelty is a big one in this one, home invasion, and stalking. And I don't mean it's a big one. It's not going to be something that we linger on, but I know animal cruelty is a hard sell for probably almost everybody.
We seem to, as a populace, not have an issue with
People.
Human cruelty.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, especially dogs. They're just so innocent.
I saw a dog die in a movie the other day.
Always. You never want to watch that movie ever again.
I wish I knew what it was, because I've never seen that before. Like,
what movie were you watching? Old Yeller?
No, it was like some disaster movie or something. And like the dog, like not like died, like it was like murdered.
Yeah.
Didn't like die because it was like rabies.
Well, I mean, he didn't die because he had rabies.
That's true. He was murdered. So you see the Old Yeller completely. That's a true crime doc. Is yours?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot. I think you know what. A pod for another time.
Oh no.
So Dennis Rader, this fucking piece of
Dennis,
walking fucking
excrement.
Just testicle skin with nothing in it.
Ooh, so wrinkly. And full of seams.
Dennis Rader was born on March 9th in 1945 in Pittsburgh, Kansas. They love having places that are other places. Like,
where was he?
Park City.
Yeah, Park City. I'm like, this is Utah.
Utah, no.
And in my mind, when you're saying it, I'm
Every
like, this.
time,
I'm
I
like,
know.
That's not even close. Like, Utah is like the winter.
He's Lutheran? What's going on? So growing up, he knew that there was something off about him. Shocking. When cops would discover what he described as his quote-unquote mother lode of evidence that he had kept at his Park City, Kansas office, not only did they find clippings of all of his crimes and communications that he was having through the mail, he had put them in like binders and like sleeves and stuff like that, but he had, organized it all in binders along with photos, a lot of himself. Like he had like jerry-rigged his Polaroid so that it was like a makeshift selfie.
Oh, okay.
Back at like the turn of the century.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was naked?
I'll tell you what he was. You are so into his boner.
No, yes, I am.
So, there's photos, old and new, even before he was a depraved serial killer, he would rig his old Polaroid up. So when he would like bind himself, he would put bags over his head.
Oh, wow.
Some would show him half buried in holes that he had dug outside. He would wear women's clothing. In some, he would wear his victims' clothing. He would bind himself with pantyhose. In some of the pictures, he would even wear that disgusting porcelain doll mask that I told you about in the first episode. Yeah.
Are pantyhose? I don't feel they have the structural integrity to hold a knot.
Let me tell you that every single time I've worn them, they get a run in them. So I don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess as a like solidified, I don't know. But they seem to do the trick. I think that they're easy to tighten and stuff like that too, right? Like it's nylon, so it's like essentially, I guess I don't know, I don't want to think about it really. But yeah, that mask that had been found beside the body of Dolores Davis.
Jesus.
So that was his office, his work office. And at home in his floorboards where his children lived and where he would celebrate Christmas with them, investigators would be directed by him to more evidence. He would have kill kits that he would have in duffel bags and briefcases with like everything he needed. So like the Venetian blinds cording.
Oh, wow. So you just grab a
tape.
bag and go and kill. Oh, my God.
And they would also find jewelry that belonged to his victims. He had a whole set of flashcards with different various bondage positions on them.
Why would you need that?
I don't understand anything he does.
Right.
He would keep their driver's licenses, and to me, it was like when they were going through all of the evidence, I was thinking, okay, he had like his file cabinet at work, and that's where he had all of these articles and the pictures of himself. And
like the church?
No. So he.
Oh, he's a real.
Do you get paid at the church? He's a president. I don't know how that would work.
I think God makes most of the money.
Yeah.
And then he splits it with Jesus because they both live in God's house. Jesus still lives at home.
Wouldn't you? But no, so he worked for Park City.
Oh, okay. Like for the town.
Yes, for the town. And
shit.
We're going to find out a bit more of his.
Shit.
Yeah. Let's lead right into that. So from 1974 to 1988, he used the influx and violent crimes in the area to his advantage because the alarm company ADT was hiring extra techs due to the overwhelming demand. So he got a job. And this would allow this fucking serial killer access into people's homes.
Jesus.
Thinking that this was like the good guy.
Yeah. Or just somebody that you automatically trust.
And like if he found somebody that he was going to he's gonna fuck up your alarm, he's gonna
cut the phone line. That's probably how he got familiar with all that.
So in reality, you're literally allowing like the actual devil in disguise into your house. On February 25th of 2005, so this was the day that he was arrested, FBI would arrive at the home of his daughter, Carrie Rawson.
I do have sympathy for the family.
Wow.
Not so much for the devil. Rolling Stones.
The FBI would tell Carrie at this point in time that there were 7 families and that after speaking with her and her mother and her brother, they would be the 8th family that was a victim.
Jesus Christ. Yes.
So this was the daughter of Dennis Rader. And they would find her living in Michigan with her husband, Aaron, in 2005 when she received this knock on the door. The FBI, and there's a million interviews of Carrie telling this exact story. And she said like her dad had always instilled in her, like, don't just let fucking people in. So she's like grilling this guy at the door.
Don't just let people in. Because, I could just walk in.
So the FBI agent would come in and he would tell her. And apparently she said that he had to keep repeating it because she like went to a different planet. He was like, your dad is BTK. Like, do you know who BTK is? And she's like, I didn't remember BTK from like my childhood or anything. She goes, but I did remember like the 2004 communications. I had looked him up. So Carrie said that everything from that point kind of just comes in flashes. Like she didn't even remember.
And they weren't like, I fucking knew there was something.
No, not at all. So as she was trying to process what she was being told, she remembered her neighbor, Maureen Hedge, and how she had been strangled. And she thought for a second that it was strange that BTK was known for strangling and then her neighbor happened to be strangled. Can we also just say that she was 26 at the time. She's in a moment of like, sheer panic. And she's like, let me make that connection. Like, hey, Wichita police.
I think we got one of them lady death.
No, but if she can make the connection, why are you like, we seriously don't see the connection with all these.
Yeah.
But she said that like, in a flash, she also remembered a time around that, when Mrs. Hedge was murdered, that she had awoke because there was a thunderstorm and she was scared. So she had gone into bed with her parents and she found that her father wasn't there. And then she was thinking, she goes, I think he was on a Boy Scout outing with my brother. But like in her head, she was like, Dad wasn't there the night that Maureen Hedge was killed. And so without even thinking, while this officer's talking to her, she just blurted out that they may want to look into the murder of Maureen Hedge as a possible victim of her father as well.
Like, look, he's a brutal killer. Like you said, the devil. But I don't have any other evidence to dispute your claims that he's the devil.
Imagine if you did. Like, you showed up.
I was like, you don't know him. You don't know Dennis the way that I do, okay? All right? He was an excellent public speaker. No, but I mean, like, if they were saying that about my dad, I wouldn't be saying, hey, why don't you go check on old Mike down the road?
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't be diming out my old man, I'll tell you that much.
I think that at that point they may have already told her that the DNA matched all of the victims. So it might have been like, listen, it's not really something that you can dispute at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
And the mom is alive? The wife?
Cindy. So she's kept very quiet ever since this happened. Like even if even if you Google her, it's a bunch of pictures of the daughter that pop up. Like it's not.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe she looks great.
She could be a supermodel for all I know. Judging by who she pulled, I would say probably not. But you know, I'm not here to judge her. She's fucking living in hell too. But I don't know what she looks like. But Mrs. Hedge lived 7 houses down from the Rader family. On April 20, are you telling me to pull the part where I said that?
No,
Rader's wife wasn't on.
No, I was just getting ready to write Hedge, and I was going to write the year to put in my timeline.
Please stop insulting people's wives. You always do this. So yeah, Mrs. Hedge lived 7 houses down from the Rader family, and on April 27th of 1985, in Park City, Kansas, which was less than 10 miles from Wichita, 53-year-old Maureen Hedge was murdered while home alone. Maureen had lost her husband Thomas the year before in 1984, and she was lonely, but she filled her time with bingo with friends, her job working at a coffee shop. She had adult children, a son and 3 daughters, and grandchildren. The reason he chose to kill Maureen was because he wanted to prove the FBI serial killer profilers wrong, as he went against most of their other serial killer traits. Like he did have big gaps in between.
Yes.
He was not a loner. He, it wasn't somebody who was just like, writing his manifesto and like his basement alone. He had a family and like everything upstairs.
President of the congregation.
He held a job. Like, so he felt,
left the kids, killed kids.
That's exactly right. Like in the same age range.
Yes.
So he would use a Boy Scouts trip that he was the leader of for his son's troop as an alibi. Camp Tawakoni was about 20 miles from his home, and while he was there, he would feign a headache and go to bed early to duck out. He would tell, the other troop leaders, like, sorry guys, I gotta go in my tent because like I'm not feeling the best.
Jeez.
And then he would just like scoot out. Like to me, I'm like, are we not seeing like headlights peel out of there or anything?
I mean, it's mid-'80s.
Wrangler.
A guy wants to sleep because of a headache. It's like, okay, something's wrong here, guys. Yeah. Men are built Ford tough in the 80s.
That's exactly right.
We weren't going down. There was
Actually,
no man.
You know what? Fuck Dennis.
There was no man cold back then.
I don't give a shit if he had one earlobe falling off. Mm-hmm. So he would then drive out to a bar. In his car, he had changed out of his scout uniform into something darker.
Good call.
He would go to the bar, splash a bunch of beer on himself, and act impaired enough to call a cab so that he was leaving his car at the bar. He would then get dropped off blocks from his own street, which is Marine Street as well, and he would walk the rest of the distance. He's like, oh boy, sorry, I need to walk this one off. So like if anybody, was like, first of all, he didn't get dropped off close enough that it would be that suspicious. And even if they did think of it, they're just like, oh, I just picked up that wasted guy.
The drunk guy.
So, yeah, he would walk the rest of the distance, and he was so bold that his neighbor Maureen actually lived even closer to his in-laws, and he would cut through their yard in the middle of the night to get to where he needed to be. Once there, her car was in her driveway, and he would go in, and he was like, oh, this is weird. She's not here. And so he was like, I'm going to wait in a closet. And so he did, and she arrived with a gentleman friend.
Oh, Hedge.
And then they like chit-chatted and like laughed and like gabbed for a while, and he was getting so pissed off.
Right, because he's got to get back to the camp.
And fuck him, who cares? Like,
I'm on a timeline here.
For like, this is what? So yeah, he waited, and then she went to bed. They said that she was a very small woman. They said she couldn't have been over 5 feet. He was 5'11", and he would crawl in bed with her before strangling her and discarding of her body in a ditch northeast of Wichita. He stole her Monte Carlo car, and that had been ditched at a shopping mall. With the BTK killings, nothing solid linked him to this case because, once again, they didn't know that he was moving people and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Some officers who investigated Marion's murder would say that this could very likely be BTK, but nothing linked the two. And her murder would go unsolved until his daughter somewhat unintentionally gave the FBI their 8th known victim.
Wow.
When at that point they didn't know that she was part of the count. It would be discovered later, I believe through his own confessions and pictures that they found, that he had taken Mrs. Hedges' body to the church that he was president of later on, and dressed her up and positioned her to take photos of her for his own sick fucking weird shit.
Wow.
So Carrie said that her family was as close to a cookie cutter family as, you know, could get. If anything, she said her parents were boring. Mom was mostly inside chores and dad did a lot of the outside chores. I think it's kind of standard with a lot of families.
Yeah. Blue and pink jobs.
Yeah.
Do you guys have those?
No, but we did have when I was younger, it was my dad would buy Coca-Cola and my mom would buy Diet Coke, and it was always boy, girl pop, or boy pop and girl pop.
That's amazing.
It's actually really terrible.
That's pretty funny. Do you know they called what Diet Cokes are being referred to online?
What?
A fridge cigarette. So it's like when somebody's stressed on TikTok, they're like, oh, that fridge cigarette just hits.
Go for a good fridge cigarette.
Right? And then cold Diet Coke.
Truthfully, I try to stay. I almost exclusively drink just soda waters, but every now and then a soda water's not going to hit right.
You crack a can of Diet Coke.
Yeah, and it has to be a can too. A bottle, get out of here.
Get out of your bottles.
I don't want your shit.
No, nobody likes you.
So it's like a fridge menthol. So in 2004, she was living with her husband, Darren, and she was substitute teaching with zero recollection of the acronym BTK or any unsolved murders in her area growing up. She said dad was particular about everything, like nothing super out of the ordinary for a 70s, 80s dad. She said he was particular about everything and, you know, there was no going into dad's stuff, which...
It makes sense.
When the kids were young, their mother worried about the BTK killer and her being left at home alone with the children. And their dad would say, you have nothing to worry about. You're safe.
Trust me.
So Carrie said in her childhood, she learned that her dad would be in a better mood doing things outside. So she would, you know, if he was starting to like fester a little in the house and like get a little cranky, she would try to take him for a walk or go gardening. He would take her fishing and camping, and the children would spend a lot of time with their father. And he had even built her a treehouse when she was a child.
All out of rope.
Jesus.
He was amazing with knots.
My dad didn't build me a treehouse. The family would go to the Lutheran church every Sunday, and that was something that was non-negotiable. Carrie said that she would have told people before, you know, February 25th, 2005, that her father was her best friend. She was actually talking to him the day before he was arrested, and she said that it was very like, have you checked the tread on your tire? Did you get your oil changed? Like very dad conversations.
Right. Did he have an inkling? The walls were closing in?
No,
or that's just how dad he
was. My dad still is like,
same.
Have you had your oil changed?
Yeah. How's the car running, man?
My dad's like, you know, if that oil dries up, it's a tin can. It's a tin can. Then.
That's right.
What he always says. So his son Brian would later say the same thing as Carrie, that he was his best friend. But there had been abuse towards Brian in the house, like on a handful of occasions, like not even like something that was regularly ongoing. But for 70s and 80s dads, it wasn't uncommon for like men to hit their sons.
Yeah, I think that was a regular thing.
So he never hit Carrie. And when Brian would be asked later, he said that if he was, so they asked him, they were like, if you were ever with your dad and he saw like a really pretty woman or something, would your dad say something like, oh, like check out the cans on her or something like that? And Brian,
fun bags on that hose hound.
Could you imagine if your dad said that to you? Would your dad say that to
you? All right.
Because your dad did say the two C's, the two C hairs thing.
Yeah, he did say C hair once. But also, no, his thing would be like
the C word too, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah. He'd be like, just checking out the local talent, man.
It's kind of charming. It's a little charming. I think because I know he's not a creep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's just telling his kid.
Who's also a creep.
Right. He's telling his kid who's a super creep.
He's super creepy.
Shit.
So yeah, Brian was like, not only did my dad not say things like that to me, but if I ever said something like that to him, he would have punched me in the mouth. Like he was apparently like very
reserved.
Like when it came to like the respect of women,
Okay.
So weird. Like two completely different people.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that seemed to be their home life a bit. More on that briefly.
But like, it's oddly normal, their childhood,
Well,
right?
it's going to get not so normal.
Okay, good.
I
like
don't
that.
know where I put it in here, but I will. Oh, it's coming up quick. Don't you?
All right, I'll
All right?
relax.
You know, hang on to your balls or something. I don't know. But stop Jim Halperting.
Don't mind if I do.
So, yeah, like this is one of those things where Dennis, you know, because he didn't want to be like, he's like, I'm not your mom's serial killer. Like, I stand alone. But another thing was that he was, like I said, able to stop for long periods of time. His kids were born in 1975 and 1978, and it was right around those periods of time that he was dropping off. So if you recall.
So he's a very attentive father.
But yeah, so 1974 was Otero, and then Catherine Bright, and his son Brian was born in 1975.
Jeez.
Crickets. And then, he did start up in 1977 again when his wife Cindy was pregnant with Carrie. But then again, after the baby was born, it stopped for a long period of time. So it was right around those times that he dropped off. Oh my God, this fly.
Does he not have that like insatiable thirst for killing? Like, is that not like, it seems like he's not even struggling to take time off.
Well, like I said in the Patreon episode, I will go into suspected victims of this fucking ding dong.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, you know, maybe he was just home busy with newborns and not out doing this fucking horror story stuff. But
got the apron on with the oven mitts. All right, just pulled out a batch of Rice Krispie Squares.
You're instantly going to regret that comment.
Shit.
In 2024 at CrimeCon, Carrie said that she had discovered an entry in his journal that indicated in a few words that he had performed bondage on Carrie when she would have been only about 2.5 years old.
I'm sorry, bondage is tying up?
Yes. So she said in one of the pictures of just like himself that he saw, he had like, I don't know if it was like something that he made to look like a child or if it was a doll, but he had like tied the hands above the head and like tied the feet and stuff like that. And she says that she believes that was what happened to her. She did read what he had written. And so it was basically just like this date, Carrie, and then whatever his like SBD, like whatever the acronym for all of that is.
BDSM. I think
you're like, is it my tattoo?
Bedsome.
It's this one. So she said that after she found this, she had gone to the Kansas Department of Corrections. And when she asked her father at first, he was like, what's wrong with you? Like, he was super gaslighty about it.
Oh, my God.
He's like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would I ever do something like that? And blah, blah, blah. And then when she showed him the entry in his journal, and she was going in with authorities, too. Like, she was on their side. And so when she showed him the entry in his journal, he's like, oh, it was just a fantasy. It was nothing more. And like,
okay, so now it's more to it than there was.
Still also fucking weird. Like, if I found an entry in my dad's journal and he said it was a fantasy about one of his kids, I'd be like, Dad, we need to get fucking help.
Yeah.
Like, the word fantasy and your own children should never come in unless it's like them sleeping.
Yeah, or you want to take them to Fantasy Island.
When they were newborns, I was like fantasizing about them sleeping through the night.
Fantasizing, shut the fuck up.
Fantasizing that I don't have to get Jake out of bed because he's scared of Nemo. So yeah, I don't know. She said that she would go and do like hypnotherapy and stuff like that, trying to recall something.
Yeah.
But
like that regression
she believes with every fiber in her soul that like something horrific did happen. And like he was probably doing it at a point where she was too young to remember it.
Yeah. It's tough to argue with that.
Yeah. I mean,
what is CrimeCon? Is that like a convention?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's exactly like, what's the one that
like Comic-Con?
Comic-Con, yes. But
so there's panels and booths.
Panels, there's podcasts, there's
wow.
Yeah, there's we should go.
And so she was.
Paul Holes is always there.
Really?
Do you know who he is?
No.
Remember
great
when
name.
we did
so Mr. Holes is my father. You can call me Paul.
I've actually told you about Paul Holes in probably about a dozen episodes, but I love that it's fresh every time.
I do love Paul.
And he was the lead investigator. He was like the lead investigator like 2 weeks out from retirement with the Golden State Killer. And he worked with Michelle McNamara, Patton Oswald's wife.
Yep.
And Paul was actually the one who And he was the one who, really got the word surreptitiously into my vocabulary because he surreptitiously took something from the Golden State Killers. He's so handsome too. Like he looks like the guy that should play the guy. That's him.
That's funny.
He's so hot, it's insane. And
a guy like Patton Oswalt.
Well, you know what? I think Patton Oswalt's great too. But
thank you.
You're not Patton Oswalt.
But if I was any member of the Hollywood elite, it would probably be him.
So hold on.
Oh my God, he looks like that Walter Goggins guy.
He's literally, and he's like retired and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. Oh my God, who's getting those photos done?
Like this is him like on a talk show. Like,
oh my God.
Forget about it.
Jesus, I'm switching teams.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Holes. Oh my God, what if they married a guy named Phil and they got married and he took his name?
Okay.
My middle name.
What if his name's Filma?
Yes.
What if he just married a woman named Filma? Why would you just go with that originally?
That's way better.
Yeah. Well, you know what? As a team, this is called collaborating. Yeah, so he was always a creep. He was taking bondage photos of himself, and trigger warning for animal cruelty here, because before he had struck the Otero family, he was practicing hanging nooses with neighborhood cats and dogs.
Jeez. But that's the standard, right? For like killers, like they all.
Oh, you mean like the animal thing?
Yeah, like animals, they're guys, they wet the bed, whatever the fuck the other ones were.
Fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that once and I was like, check,
and then you
myself into some sort of institute.
What'd you do to animals?
No animal cruelty, but like
Did you do the fires?
Yeah.
Where's it at Elvis Stoico's house?
Big pyromaniac. I never actually I shouldn't say that. I did set fires.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna break in video.